as we go into prayer. Yahweh, we stand before you this day on your Shabbat. Yahweh, we told you for bringing us through another week. We told you for all the things that you brought us through, all trials, tribulations, all the things that we've seen or things that we have may not have seen that Shaitan may have thrown our way. Yahweh, continue to protect us, continue to shield us from all hurt, harm, and danger. Continue to see us way down that path, that righteous path that you have called out. Yahweh, help us through these last days. Help us to be able to strengthen ourselves, to be able to prepare ourselves for you, prepare ourselves to be able to walk in your kingdom. Yahweh, strengthen the men, be with the women, be with all your children, the babies. Yahweh, continue to place your ruach into all of us. Yahweh, continue to even open the eyes of more and more of your people all around the world, to guide them to all truth, to show them the right way to walk. As the age gets closer and closer to an end, Yahweh, continue to just call your people and have us as your people, Yahweh, to be able to open our ears and hear your call. Be able to see the signs that are coming down the line, and be able to know, be able to be prepared whenever things go awry in this world, to just rely solely on you, to just be strengthened in a way to know that whatever we may go through in this lifetime, that you will see us through all those things. And Yahweh, have us to live our lives in such a way that at the end of our days, that we may be able to see your face in peace. Be able to just walk in your Kodesh kingdom and be able to give you all the praise that you well deserve. In Yahshua HaMashiach's name we pray. Hallelujah. House of Israel, you may be seated. I say Shabbat Shalom, House of Israel. And Shabbat Shalom to all that are tuning in on the live stream. Today, I want to start my initial reading from Psalm 6. Psalm 6 says, O Yahweh, do not rebuke me in your anger, or discipline me in your wrath. Be merciful to me, Yahweh, for I am faint. O Yahweh, heal me, for my bones are in agony. My soul is in anguish. How long, O Yahweh, how long? Turn, O Yahweh, and deliver me. Save me because of your unfailing Ahava. So no one remembers you when he is dead. Who praises you from the grave? I am worn out from groaning. All night long I flood my bed with weeping and drench my couch with tears. My eyes grow weak with sorrow. They fail because of all my foes. Away from me, all you evildoers, for Yahweh has heard my weeping. Yahweh has heard my cry for Hasi. Yahweh accepts my prayer. All my enemies will be ashamed and dismayed. They will turn back in sudden disgrace. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. In Israel, this evening I want to talk about the conditions of Israel, of the nation of Israel, and why those conditions don't seem to get any better. I want to talk about even us as Israel, how we continue to go on and on and on, and then complain, wonder why all these things come about on us. I want to show you, okay, we keep going in our ways. That's why these things keep getting worse and worse. If we would just humble ourselves and just cry out to Almighty Yahweh and be sincere to Him, He will begin to lift these things off of us. These conditions that are over Israel this very day. But like I said, we keep going on, and then we wonder why, okay, why are we suffering the way we do? Then we blame Yahweh. We blame Yahweh because Yahweh is mean. He wants to kill us, destroy us. Yahweh is trying to get your attention, Israel. Yahweh does not want you to be destroyed. But if you keep going on in your ways, guess what? That's what it's going to lead to. Now, the conditions are going to keep getting worse and worse because Yisrael going to continue to get worse and worse and not seek Yahweh. They want to continue to do their own ways. That's how it's going to be. It says it's going to be only a few that's going to be sincere and going to follow Almighty Yahweh. So we had to look at the conditions today and see, okay, these things are lining up with Yahweh's almighty word. You can't ignore the things that are going on in the world. It's unfolded in His Torah. And he lets us know, plain and simple. That's the reason why these things fall over Yisrael. See, no one drives down the road and you get to a bridge. You see there's a barricade. If there's a barricade showing you, okay, the bridge is out, you don't keep going, turn around. But us, we're going to keep going. We're going to go through that barricade. We know it's going to lead. It's going to go off that cliff into destruction. See, if we had sense, we would know, okay, we had to stop at a certain point in time and just stop and just seek out the right road. Don't go off that road to destruction. We had to seek out the right road that Yahweh has chosen for us. But like I said, we just keep going on into destruction. But I'm going to lay out this evening, okay, the reason why these conditions seem to get worse and worse. She even says you worse than your forefathers. So each and every age is getting worse and worse, Israel. And we have to look at that, step to the side and look at ourselves as a nation and see these things are only coming upon us because we are transgressing. Hallelujah. So, not always going to have, like Zarkane said, those good and happy messages. Okay, we're going to be in the kingdom. We're going to be in shalom. No more war, no more diseases. You have to lay out the things that plague Israel, the things that Israel continue to sin about each and every day. You have to lay that out. That's the feast coming up, Feast of Trumpets. That next feast, have to lay out Israel's sins, show them their errors. Some people, they go along in their errors and don't even know they're in error. So you have to point those things out to people so they are aware. And when they are aware, Yahweh willing, they will repent and go away from those errors. But a lot of people, they're not going to go away from the errors. They let it cling to them. They love it. I'm going to show you, even he says that. We cling to deceit and error. That's what we want to do. We want to follow those wicked ways of the world. But let's go into the message and lay out a few things of sad things, but have to be laying out to the people to show them, okay, we are doing the wrong thing in front of Yahweh, and He is very angry with us. He's sending these things towards us. You can't get away from it. Anywhere you go, you're going to be plagued with it. You look in our communities these days, you see how the communities are gone down. The houses are gone down. The people are gone down. Anything in our area is not a tough thing to look at. And it's a reason for that, Yisrael. You go into other communities, neighborhoods, you see how everything is more beautiful than what Yisrael should be. But I'm going to lay that out also. Yisrael, your land, you're supposed to be beautiful, but guess what? You transgress, so it's the opposite. And we had to live with that until we straighten up. So let's go to Yeshayahu, or Isaiah chapter 1. And if you wonder why we always try to point out, we have to obey. You have to obey. You have to seek Yahweh. That is very important, Yisrael. That's the number one thing we should be doing, is seeking out Yahweh and doing his will. That's the only way that we're going to make it in this kingdom. So we're going to point that out time and time again until Yisrael finally gets this. Hallelujah. So this is Yeshayahu chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 5. And it says, why should you be beaten anymore, Israel? Why should you continue to go through all these conditions, like I said, in this world? Why you want to continue to do it? Knowing that if you just turn to Almighty Yahweh, he will turn those things around for you. But we seek those things. We like to get beat. We like to be in distress. Because guess what? If we didn't like it, we would turn. See, it tells on us the things that we truly love in this world. Because if we truly love Almighty Yahweh, we would do his will. Hallelujah. If we love the world, guess what? It's going to tell on you. You're going to do the things of the world. You're not going to do what Yahweh says. So it's plain and simple. Why should you continue to go through these things? Why do you persist in rebellion? Why you want to keep going against Almighty Yahweh, knowing that he can bring destruction your way? Yahweh is not playing with us. And we are supposed to be his children. Thus, Yisrael of all people are supposed to know this, are supposed to want to do this. Who else is going to carry out his law except Yisrael? Is he going to change his mind in the kingdom and say, okay, I don't want Yisrael to teach the nations anymore. I want the other nations to teach. No, he's not going to change. No, so we have to get this right. And it's within you. It's nothing hard about this. He said it's within you, Yisrael. So this thing should be nature. It should be of you. And we should be walking this like I said, this is your culture. You are of Almighty Yahweh. It says your whole head is injured, your whole heart afflicted. From the sole of your feet to the top of your head, there is no soundness, only wounds and welts and open sores, not cleansed or bandaged or soothed with oil. See, we just continue to go on, just like a sore. It's trying to heal. You got the scab, but you keep pulling the scab off, not letting it heal. See, continue just like Yahweh. We continue to go on in our ways, and we don't see we need to stop so Yahweh can heal us. That's what we need, Israel. He says all have sinned and come short of the glory of Yahweh. So we need healing from Almighty Yahweh. We need Yahweh. We need his Ruach. And him and that Ruach is going to guide us not to evil and wickedness. It's going to guide us to what we're supposed to be doing. So who likes to be beaten? Who likes to go through all the things of this world that Israel is going under? But guess what? It's telling on you. You like it. You want to continue to not follow Yahweh. You continue to be oppressed. you continue to be under the foot of the white American. You continue because Yahweh sent those things to you. He scattered you all across the world, and he's going to serve all these different nations for a reason. But like I said, we had to open our eyes and see the conditions. The conditions are our fault. It's not the nations of the world, they taking over and ruling over us. It's not them. It's us, Yisrael. So seek Yahweh, do his will, and he will begin to lift those things from you. I know I can speak for it. I know you all know that. Follow Almighty Yahweh. Coming to this way of life, following Yahweh, things continue to get better and better in your lives.
Hallelujah.
If it doesn't, that means you probably doing something wrong.
No.
You know, you could be walking this way and doing it wrong.
No.
You could think you seeking out Yahweh and doing it wrong. And it'll tell on you, Yahweh will continue to show you, to try to get your attention. No, you gotta do it his way. That is the only way. Let's go to Jeremiah or Jeremiah. Chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 29. It says, why do you bring charges against me? This is Almighty Yahweh talking. You have all rebelled against me, declares Yahweh. Why are you bringing charges against him? You know, it's not anything Yahweh is doing. Yahweh is being faithful. Yahweh has a harbor for his people. Yahweh is just. He's not going to do anything that is deceitful, wicked. No, Yahweh is doing what he's supposed to be doing. He is righteous. So why are you going to come at him, asking him why are we going through this? Why we had to do this and that? Yahweh says you have rebelled against him. In vain I punished your people. They did not respond to correction. See? Keep going. Don't respond to correction. See, like I always say, we're lucky that Yahweh corrects us right now, in this lifetime. Don't wait till, Judgment Day and then get corrected, because then it's too late. We have an opportunity right now. Yahweh's a hopper. He corrects us to get us on the right track. It says, your sword has devoured your prophets like a ravening lion. It says, you of this generation consider the word of Yahweh. Have I been a wilderness to Yisrael, or a land of great darkness? Has he been darkness to us? He's been light to us, Yisrael. He shows us the path to walk in. He gives us everything that we need in order to make it to his kingdom. So it's like I said, it's nothing Yahweh has done to get us to go astray. No, he's done everything possible to get us to follow the right path. It says, why do my people say we are free to roam? We will come to you no more. See, you want to do it your own way. You know, that's the thing. People want to do their own thing. And then still think in the back of their mind, I'm going to make it in that kingdom. Not so. But it says, we will not come to him no more. See, that's how we turn our back on Yahweh. But guess what? When things get hard and things begin to go wrong in our lives, guess who we go to then? We try to cry out to Yahweh then. Please help us then. But Yahweh wants you to be with him all times. Don't just be with him when you feel like it.
So true.
That's not how Yahweh operates. It says, does a maiden forget her jewelry? A bride her wedding ornaments? No. It says, yet my people have forgotten me. This is sad. Days without number. You can't even count the days that we have forgot about Almighty Yahweh. so numerous, can't even count it. But yet, Almighty Yahweh is still there for you.
Hallelujah.
That's it. That's right there. That's mercy. That's I see. Doesn't have to do it, but he's still there trying to get you to do it right. Because I said he doesn't want to see none of y'all go to destruction. Now it says, yet my people have forgotten me. See that? We were just talking about this. Talking about how when you continue to follow Yahweh and do his ways, continue to come out to his Shabbat, it become like a habit. It's become of you. So it's like, okay, it's not stressful. It's something that is of you and you're going to do it. It's just, we just talking about like exercising. When you exercising, when you continue to do it, it becomes easier and easier for you. Now, if we exercise and you here and there and you don't feel like it a couple of days, it's hard. But like I said, following this way and continuing in it, it's an easy path, Yisrael. And he sets his days, his feast days in a certain way where you're not going to forget about him. As long as you do those things and following those ways, you're not going to forget. Because those things come each and every year, continuously. It ain't like this is something you do once every 5 years, once every 10 years. No, this is every year. And the Shabbat comes every week. So there's no excuse. Yahweh is teaching his people. Yahweh is showing his people the way, preparing them. He's not going to have you just blind to things that's coming down the line. You read in his Torah these things that's coming down the line, and it's not pretty at all. Yahweh's wrath coming to this earth because all the things they have done to his earth. No, we want to follow him and be on his side on that time. You don't want to be on the other side. You're not going to make it. So, Yisrael, just encourage you to just don't forget about Yahweh. Yahweh is there for you each and every day of your lives. So we have to think of him each and every day of our lives. Let's go to Lamentation. This thing gets more and more sad. Lamentations chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 15. All who pass your way clap their hands at you. They scoff and shake their heads at the daughter of Jerusalem. See that? There's people like shaking their heads like they're supposed to be the people. People of Almighty Yahweh, they supposed to follow in his ways, and that's how they treat Almighty Yahweh. That's how they live. Yeah, right. That's not the people of Yahweh. So they just shake their heads at you. The people know out in that world know who you are. But like I said, they shake their heads because you a disgrace, basically. Because you say you of Yisrael, but you're not doing what Almighty Yahweh says. So it says, is this the city that was called the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? See that? He said you were supposed to be perfection of beauty, Israel. He said you are royalty, right? Yes. I want to show you what Yahweh says about you. You don't stay right here. I'm going to read from Book of Deuteronomy. I'll let you all look this up later and see where this is. But this is Book of Deuteronomy. And it says, Yahweh your Abba has chosen you out of all the people on the face of the earth to be his people, his treasured possession. That sounds like love to me. That sounds like Yahweh not going to leave your side. He claims his people. It says Yahweh did not set his affection on you and choose you because you were more numerous than other people, for you were the fewest of all people. But it was because Yahweh loved you and kept the oath he swore to your forefathers that he brought you out of Mizraim with a mighty hand and redeemed you from the land of bondage, from the power of Pharaoh, king of Mizraim. It says, know therefore that Yahweh, your Elohim, he is the faithful Elohim,
Yahweh.
keeping his covenant of love or Ahava to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commands. See, those that keep his commands, those that love him, those that are sincere, Yahweh shows that love back to you, Yisrael. Like I said, Yahweh, it says he's faithful. He's not going to leave you if you following him, if you seeking him out. That's not Yahweh. That might be Shaitan. Shaitan whisper in your ear, tell you different things, and then turn his back on you because you following him. Yeah, Shaitan is not to be trusted. Shaitan is deceitful. But Almighty Yahweh, he's not going to turn his back like that. Now it says, but those who hate him, he will repay to their face by destruction. And he will not be slow to repay to their face to those who hate him. So he's not going to be slow. When he comes with that wrath, those that hate him, guess what? It's done. It's finished. Yahweh is not going to carry this out years with his wrath on this earth. No, it's going to be with speed and finality. It's going to be quick. It's swift. Because Yahweh has watched this for this point in time, all these centuries, years, all this time he has watched the destruction of his earth. So when he comes back, it's done. He's going to come back with wrath and with anger. He's not playing. So Yisrael, like I said, I highlighted that to show you that he loves you. He's with you. He's not going to turn his back on you, Yisrael. Let's go back to Lamentations. This is Lamentations chapter 2, verse 16. It says, all your enemies open their mouths wide against you. They scoff and gnash their teeth and say, we have swallowed her up. See, they love this because they see, okay, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not following Yahweh, and these conditions are coming upon you. And they look at it, and their eyes is like, okay, yes, Yahweh is giving us permission to go at you, to make it hard on you. But they don't see, okay, Yahweh is doing these things because Israel transgressed. But guess what? On the other end, when these things are finished, Yahweh is coming after them. And he's going to come at them with vengeance. Because they came at his people. They didn't care nothing about his people. They trampled them people underfoot. So Yahweh is not going to be, okay, yeah, I'm happy that you did that to his people. No. You still are his children. Anybody that hurts your children, you're going to be angry. You're going to want revenge. So Yahweh is the same way. He's going to come and pay them back for the things that they have done on this earth. It says, Yahweh has done what he planned. He has fulfilled his word, which he decreed long ago. He has overthrown you without pity, and he has let the enemy gloat over you. He has exalted the horn of your foes. See, he's allowed this to happen, Israel, because of what we have done. So we can't blame the world for coming down on us. Can't do it. It's like I said, it's on us. The hearts of the people, they cry out to Yahweh. O wall of daughter of Zion, let your tears flow like a river day and night. Give yourself no relief, your eyes no rest. That's conditions. Killed on the streets. All these things happening to us. Mothers crying out. The sons, daughters killed in the streets. You got all these things coming against Israel, and we cry. We wonder why these things are coming upon us. But like I said, we had to open our eyes and see we are doing wrong. We got the world coming up against us. We have our own coming up against us. We have the diseases, all these things in the world coming up against us, Israel. So we need Almighty Yahweh. All these things, it tells you in Deuteronomy 28 what you're going to go through. And guess what? That's what we're going through. The things that in his Torah is not a lie. It is truth because we see it happening in our communities this day. Like I said, you're looking in our communities, just look around. You see the houses that are not lived in, they worn down. You see even the streets. You go through the streets, you see potholes. They don't care about fixing the streets. And then go outside of your community and see how the streets look, how the houses look. It's a complete opposite. So like I said, we see these conditions coming upon us each and every day. But we in a state, a spiritual state, that don't want to look at the things we're going through. Don't want to come front to front against those things. See, this is a spiritual condition, Yisrael, that we want to continue to just go following the world and be punished for these things. Let's go to Lamentations again, chapter 3. Speaking of examining ourselves, chapter 3:40 says, let us examine our ways and test them, and let us return to Yahweh. See, we like I said, we have to look within ourselves and examine ourselves and see, are we lining up with Almighty Yahweh? Are we doing what he commands? If not, we have to get right and return to him. We have to do that, Yisrael. Let us lift up our hearts and our hands to Yahweh and the Shemaim and say, we have sinned and rebelled, and you have not forgotten. Come on, don't let their pride kick in and saying, okay, nah, I'm not crying out to Almighty Yahweh. I'm going to continue to do what I do. No. Humble yourselves, Yisrael. Know that, okay, we have done wrong. He says, lift up your hands to Almighty Yahweh and let him heal you. He's right there. He wants to heal you. He wants to be there for you. But we have to want to allow him to do that. Yahweh ain't going to force his way on you. Yahweh ain't going to force you to follow him. No, it's on you. This says, you have covered yourself with anger and pursued us. You have slain without pity. You have covered yourself with a cloud so that no prayer can get through. So sometimes we wonder why, okay, we crying out to Yahweh and he not answering us. Guess what? He don't want to hear you because you have done wrong time and time again. So he's not going to even allow your prayer to get to him. That's a terrible state to be in when your prayer can't even get to him because you've done wrong. That's kind of scary, Israel, because these days coming up going to be far worse than this. You know, they not going to allow you. Right now, you're allowed to come out, say his name, to fellowship in the temple. Further down the line, you know, they close up temples. You can't say the name of Yahweh or be killed. Accept the mark of the beast or be killed. It's going to get worse, Israel. So, like I said, we have to seek out Yahweh and be with him in such a way when we cry out to him, when we truly need him, he will answer.
Hallelujah. Yes.
And Yahweh, he answers, Yisrael. When his children cry out, those that are with him is sincere, he doesn't waste time, Yisrael. He asks you why you are crying out to him. You haven't even finished your prayer. And he already answers just like that. And then sometimes Yahweh answers in such a way we don't even realize it. We don't even realize it until later on. Like, oh, Yahweh truly did this for me. We have to toe to Yahweh for that. He, like I said, he is a trustful, a faithful Elohim. It says, you have made us scum and refuse among the nations. See, we are made low in front of the nations because of this. All our enemies have opened their mouths wide against us. We have suffered terror and pitfalls, ruin and destruction. See, all these things come in all different directions, not getting away from it. Streams of tears flow from my eyes because my people are destroyed. See, that's like I said, it gets sad, Yisrael. People are destroyed because we don't want to do what Yahweh said. We don't want to turn from these conditions. We want to keep dwelling in those conditions. And then want somebody to feel sorry for us. Yisrael, we had to feel sorry for us, ourselves, and be willing to go to Yahweh. Don't continue in that sin. Don't continue to please those things in the world, to look good in front of the world. We have to please Almighty Yahweh and look good in front of Almighty Yahweh, because that's the only one that counts. Yisrael, if we want to make it to that Almighty kingdom, it's coming. Don't think in your minds, okay, this world right now is going to go on forever. No, his kingdom is coming to this earth. And you say that in the prayer. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So, Yisrael, we had to wait patiently for that kingdom and want to be able to walk in that kingdom. We don't want to be on the outside looking in, looking at what we could have had, thinking, okay, man, I should have just listened when Yahweh had called. No, we don't want to be thinking that in that time period. We want to know right now and following him right now. So we don't be outside looking in. We're going to be inside dwelling with Almighty Yahweh. Let's go to Zechariah. Zechariah chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, they refused to pay attention. Stubbornly, they turned their backs and stopped up their ears. Now, first command was Shema, Yisrael. Hear. He wants you to hear. Get instructions from Almighty Yahweh. Don't come to Almighty Yahweh thinking you already know. You already got it. No, we want to come to Almighty Yahweh wanting to learn. Wanting him to teach us, because we know nothing without Almighty Yahweh. So don't get conceited and think, okay, I already got this. Yahweh revealed this to me, so I'm good now. That's all I need. I'm going to make it. No. Yahweh will strike you down. It says they made their hearts as hard as flint and would not listen to the law or to the words that Yahweh Almighty had sent by his Ruach through the earlier prophets. So Yahweh Almighty was very angry. See, that's went on in the past up to this very day. Those that Yahweh sent out to teach the people, to warn the people, to show them the errors, to show them how to live, they reject them also. Don't want to hear. You know, they rather follow those things in the world. They don't want to follow the things that Almighty Yahweh says. And that's why Yahweh says, I am very angry. He didn't say just angry. He says very angry. And it says, when I called, they did not listen. So guess what? When they called, I would not listen, says Almighty Yahweh. And that's only right. See, we have a twisted state of mind when, okay, we want to do our own thing, but when we want something, if we want something lifted off of us, we expect Yahweh to work just like that and lift those conditions off of us. Doesn't work like that. Yahweh gives you the same thing you give to him. That's all. That's the only way it's going to work. And it says, I scattered them with a whirlwind among all the nations. Aren't we scattered, Yisrael? Everywhere. Under the man rule. He ruling over us. We not ruling right now. We not teaching right now. But guess what? In the kingdom, it will be reversed the way it's supposed to be. But right now, we have to deal with our consequences. It says, the land was left so desolate behind them that no one could come or go. This is how they made the pleasant land desolate. See, your land is supposed to be beautiful. Your land is supposed to be like no other, Yisrael. But guess what? Because we transgress, like I said, you look out into the world. If you can't see it, you don't want to see it. All these things are unfolding in front of us. And it tells us, okay, we are not in line with Yahweh as a nation. So he's going to continue to let those conditions get worse and worse. Like I said, Yisrael, you think it's bad now? Just wait. So you think you don't need Yahweh right now? Okay, just wait. And see how much you need him when those days become worse and worse. Let's go to Jeremiah or Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 8. I'm going to start at verse 4. Say to them, this is what Yahweh says. When men fall down, do they not get up? When a man turns away, does he not return? Why then have these people turned away? Why have we turned away from Almighty Yahweh when Yahweh shows us that he is there for us? He helps us in every way of life. Anything that we need, we cry out to him. He would be there for us. So why do we turn away? Why does Jerusalem always turn away? They cling to deceit. Said that earlier. See, they shows you how much you love different things in this world. See, if you want to follow the world, guess what? You cling to that. Those things show on you. If you love Almighty Yahweh, you will cling to him.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. It says they refuse to return. Stubborn. That's how we are. He said we are stubborn and stiff-necked people, didn't he? So it says they refuse to return. I have listened intently. He's listening, Israel. He's waiting. Okay, I'm listening attentively to see, okay, are you going to really come to me? Or what are you doing? What do you think the outcome is going to be? It says, but they do not say what is right. See that? Don't say anything that's right. Just want to continue on. No one repents of his wickedness, saying, what have we done? See, people keep going on. Why these conditions keep going on? They don't ask themselves, okay, what have I done? What have I done to anger Almighty Yahweh? Why are these things coming upon us? But no, people are like, okay, why are we going through this? What have we done to deserve these things? See, you're not looking within yourselves. And just continue to go on. Like I said, this is a spiritual condition. You have to break that spiritual condition, Yisrael. See, Shaitan, very crafty, very sly. He knows how to try to deceive people, how to get them to go away from Almighty Yahweh. But guess what? Those that are truly his, those that truly have his Ruach, not going to let that come over you. The spirits of this world, spirits of depression, stress, all these things will not fall on you. If you have his Ruach, then guess what? His Ruach, his ways, Abba Yahweh, will instill in you. And it says, each pursues his own course, like a horse charging into battle. Now look at this. It says, even the stork in the sky knows her appointed seasons. And the dove, the swift, and the thrush observe the time of their migration. All these things in the world that are in nature, they know what time it is, what to do, when to do it. You see the seasons. They know when to change the leaves, when the leaves to fall. Yahweh commands the wind to blow, when to stop, the sun to rise, the moon to rise. They on schedule with Almighty Yahweh. But Yisrael, the only ones that are not in tune with Almighty Yahweh. It's sad. And he put more emphasis on you, Yisrael. He made all these things for you. He thought about you before he created the things of the world. Now see that he put that much trust in you, that much effort in you. That's the least we can do is follow him. It says, but my people do not know the requirements of Yahweh. Don't know. It's sad because Yahweh lays everything out that you need, but people still don't know what they're supposed to be doing. How can you say we are wise, for we have the law of Almighty Yahweh? How you can't say you wise if you're not following Yahweh? Yahweh is wisdom. You get wisdom from Almighty Yahweh. The wisdom of the world, he said that is foolish. The wisdom from the world is nothing. Like I said, we know nothing without Almighty Yahweh. It says the wise will be put to shame. They will be dismayed and trapped, since they have rejected the word of Yahweh. What kind of wisdom do they have? See it? The wisdom of the world, what kind of wisdom do they have? It's not wisdom at all. It's foolish. It says, therefore, I will give their wives to other men and their fields to new owners. From the least to the greatest, all are greedy for gain. Prophets and priests are alike. All practice deceit. They dress the wound of my people as though it were not serious. And you see that in the world. People don't, in the churches, they don't care about the people. They just gloss over their sins. You can do whatever you want. Continue to sin. They don't point out the error of the people, so they continue to lead the people astray, not showing them where to go. Peace, peace, they say, when there is no peace. It says, are they ashamed of their loathsome conduct? It says, no, they have no shame at all. They do not even know how to blush. They see there's no embarrassment, no shame in what you do these days. People, they love it. They dwell in the wickedness. When you point out their sins, they like, oh, well, there's nothing to it. That's how it is, Yisrael. I know you've seen it all out in the world, and the TV, news, everywhere. People just continue to do what they want to do, and if it's brought to the forefront, they don't care, because that's the thing of the world anyway. The world is sinning anyway, so the world is just following along with it. There's no blushing, but when we know we in error, and it is pointed out to us, we have to be ashamed. You know, you have to want to say, okay, I've done wrong. I don't want to anger Almighty Yahweh and go to him. It's not, no, okay, just brush it off. Oh, well, I did it, so be it. No, it's not. You can't do that. The Yahweh going to say the same thing to you. Oh, well, so be it. Get out of my presence. Let's go to book of Romans. This is Romans chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 17. And it says, now you, if you call yourself a Yahudim. See, people always claim, okay, I'm of Israel, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. But does it line up with what Yahweh is commanding? The way you live? I mean, Yahweh, he don't like all that chatter and talking. All he wants is your obedience and you to follow it. So just discovering that you are a Hebrew Israelite doesn't mean anything in the eyes of Almighty Yahweh. It says, if you rely on the law and brag about your relationship to Yahweh, if you know his will and approve of what is superior, because you are instructed by the law, if you are convinced that you are a guide for the blind, a light for those who are in the dark, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of infants, because you have in the law the embodiment of the knowledge and truth. You, then, who teach others, do you not teach yourself? You got people all the time, they want to tell you what to do, tell you, oh, you're not doing something right. And then they not even doing it right themselves. How you going to tell me how to live the way of Almighty Yahweh, and you're not even living the way of Yahweh yourself? Hypocrite. And that's just like in Yahshua HaMashiach day, the Pharisees. That's basically how they were. Always looking on others, always getting on others of what they were doing. They wasn't even looking at themselves. That's all they wanted to do was to catch people in error. You got to watch out for people like that too. That goes on all throughout. It wasn't just back then. No, it goes on to this very day. You know, people they get a kick out of seeing you sin, seeing you do something wrong, so they have something to rebuke you about. But don't even look at their own ways and see that they're in error. It says, you who preach against stealing, do you steal? You who say that people should not commit adultery, do you commit adultery? You who abhor idols, do you rob temples? You who brag about the law, do you dishonor Yahweh by breaking the law? It says, as it is written, Yahweh's name is blasphemed among the Gentiles because of you. See that they see, okay, you ain't doing this right. Hey, Yahweh, who is Yahweh? He's not even with you. See, then they begin to talk and say, okay, they not following it. Who is Almighty Yahweh? He ain't coming. That's how the people talk against Almighty Yahweh. But like I said, if you claim that you are of him, you claim you are Yahudim, Hebrew Israelite, you got to do what he says. You got to follow it to the T, Israel. You can't tell anybody else, no, you doing wrong, you in error. And if you in error too, guess what? You a hypocrite. Can't do it, Yisrael. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 5. And just talked about how we need to come to Yahweh's house and be willing to hear, to take instructions, to be taught, so he can prepare us, Israel. You know, a lot of people, they got the chatter. They already know they gotta talk all the time. But Yahweh says something about that.
Yes, he does.
It says, Ecclesiastes chapter 5, guard your steps when you go to the house of Yahweh. Go near to listen rather than offer the sacrifices of fools, who do not know that they do wrong. Do not be quick with your mouth. Do not be hasty in your heart to utter anything before Yahweh. Just blab about anything. Don't even think about what you're saying. People do that all the time. It says, Yahweh is in the heavens and you are on the earth, so let your words be few. See that? And this is a time period right now. We don't need to be all the talking and going back and forth with each other. Now, this is a time right now. We need to just be quiet and just see these times that are coming. This is a unique time period right now. We had to get ourselves ready and prepared. If we continually talking and going back and forth with each other, guess what? The time gonna keep going near and near, and we're not gonna be prepared. And we're going to let the time slip in such a way when those times come, we're not going to know what to do. Now, speaking of, it says, as a dream comes when there are many cares, so the speech of a fool when there are many words. I'm going to go back to even, it says, even the fool is considered wise when he is silent. Let's go to that. This is in Proverbs. Proverbs 17:28 says, even the fool is thought wise if he keeps silent, and discerning if he holds his tongue. See that? When that person, anybody, even if, okay, he was at a certain point in time, someone that, okay, always used to talk, always thought, okay, all right, got it. If that person begins to turn to Almighty Yahweh, he can be healed. That person is not going to always be that way. Like it's people all the time that's going to come near you and you're going to look at them like, okay, why are you coming at Yahweh like that? Why are you doing this a certain way? But then begin to see that they were in error. So it says even a fool that keeps silent is considered wise. So even Eob, he had to go through it too. Yahweh told Eob, okay, who are you to come at me? You don't know all things. You don't know. Yahweh begins to explain all the things that goes on in the world. It breaks down the different things. Like, how do you don't know these things that are going on in this world? We had to watch how we talk to Almighty Yahweh, how we come at Almighty Yahweh, because Eob knew that, okay, I'm out of place. I'm going to stop right now while I'm ahead. I can go to that. That's Eob chapter 40. Eob 40 says, Yahweh said to Eob, will the one who contends with the Almighty correct him? Let him who accuses Yahweh answer him. Then Eob answered Yahweh, I am unworthy. How can I reply to you? Please. See, that's someone that's aware and not saying, okay, well, I don't care what you say. I'm going to still go on in my ways. No, he noticed. And he says, I put my hand over my mouth. If that's what it takes to be silent, Yisrael, we have to do that. If we can't keep our mouths silent and all the chattering and talking, guess what? Put this hand over that mouth and silence that talk. Says, I spoke once, but I have no answer. Twice, but I will say no more. See that? Humble himself. Say, okay, no, you are Yahweh. You know all things. I will not speak out of place. So, like I said, we have to come at Yahweh correctly. Yahweh has a way to get our attention. And we don't want it to get so far that he knocks us down, Yisrael. Let's go to Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 16. Starting at verse 10. It says, when you tell these people all this, and they ask you, why has Yahweh decreed such a great disaster against us? What wrong have we done? What sin have we committed against Yahweh our Abba? Then say to them, it is because your fathers forsook me, declares Yahweh, and followed gods of the nations, and served and worshipped them. They forsook me and did not keep my law. But you, look, it says, but you have behaved more wickedly than your fathers. See, that's like I said, it keeps getting worse and worse. Each generation getting worse and worse. See how each of you is following the stubbornness of his evil heart instead of obeying me? So I will throw you out of this land into a land neither of you nor your fathers have known. And there you will serve the gods of the nation day and night, for I will show you no favor. See that? We saying it, Yisrael. All the things he's saying is unfolding in front of us. We acted more wickedly than our forefathers. So guess what? It's going to get worse and worse, the conditions. It's not going to lighten up if you're going further and further away from him. You have to go to Almighty Yahweh for those things to be relinquished. Those things to start to go away, Yisrael. With Yahweh, there's light. Without Yahweh, guess what? There's darkness. And you will dwell in those darkness like the world is. Let's go to Jeremiah again. This is Jeremiah chapter 11. Get even more sad. It says, then Yahweh said to me, this is 11:9. There's a conspiracy among the people of Yehudah and those who live in Jerusalem. They have returned to their sins of their forefathers who refused to listen to my words. They have followed their gods to serve them. Both the house of Israel and the house of Yehudah have broken the covenant I have made with their forefathers. Therefore, I will bring on them a disaster they cannot escape. Didn't I say these things are going to follow us? They're going to be over us in such a way there's nowhere to go, Yisrael. It ain't like, okay, I'm going to move out of town somewhere and get away from the conditions. Guess what? It's going to follow you. Because we have transgressed. It's going to be all around you until you begin to come to Almighty Yahweh correctly. Although they cry out to me, I will not listen to them. The towns of Yehudah and the people of Jerusalem will go and cry out to their gods, to whom they burn incense. But they will not help them at all when disaster strikes. And he even talks about it in the Torah. Okay, go to your gods that you serve and see if they're going to save you from the disaster that's going to come to you. They're not. Those things that you serve, you worship in the world, those things are not going to save you. The only one that can save you is Almighty Yahweh. Says you have as many gods as you have towns, O Yehudah. That's a lot. And the altars you have set up to burn incense to that shameful god, Baal or the Lord, are as many as the streets of Jerusalem. Sad. It's one serve any and everything besides Almighty Yahweh, the one that created all things. You're out of your mind. Now, this is how far it went. You know, the different prophets, different messengers who were of Yahweh, they cared about the people. They did not want destruction to come to the people. So they continually pleaded to Almighty Yahweh, do not destroy these people. Because there was a lot of times Yahweh was going to say, okay, I'm done. I'm going to save you. I'm going to save this person. But as far as them, it's over with. But guess what? They pleaded to Yahweh. They cared about the people. And Yahweh, he backed off. Luckily, they had them in their midst. Can you imagine if you didn't have the different prophets, messengers that stood for Almighty Yahweh? Imagine how the nation would be. But like I said, it gets worse. It says, do not pray for this people, nor offer any plea or petition for them, because I will not listen when they call to me in the time of their disaster or distress. So there's a point in time where he don't even pray for them. They have done so wickedly, he don't even want the prophets and messengers to even cry out for the people. That's a bad state of affairs. When you let it go that far, that's one thing. Okay, you provoke Almighty Yahweh, and he doesn't want to hear your cry, your prayer. But then he doesn't want to hear the prophet, the messenger prayer for you. You're in a terrible state right there. There's no hope for you. So like I said, you better come to Yahweh correctly and hope that Yahweh has Hasi on you. Can't like I said, you can't let that pride take forefront. Can't let the flesh take forefront. No, you have to let Yahweh take control of these vessels. Let's go to Yeshayah or Isaiah. I'll soon be done. Isaiah 42. We all know this. 42:18 says, hear, you deaf. Look, you blind, and see. Who is blind but my servant, and deaf like the messenger I sent? Who is blind like the one committed to me, blind like the servant of Yahweh? You have seen many things, but have paid no attention. Yahweh has shown us many things. You are far above the people of the world, Yisrael. He's showing you the plan to making it into his kingdom. Everything you are doing right now, guess what? It's going to be taking place in his kingdom. So he's showing you many miraculous things, showing you many things that, like I said, not all people have seen. But guess what? You paid in no mind. It says your ears are open, but you hear nothing. It says it pleased Yahweh for the sake of his righteousness to make his Torah great and honorable. See, it pleased him to make this honorable, great for you, Yisrael. He does this for you. Not for just himself. No, he loves his people. So he did this all for you. It says, but this is a people plundered and looted. All of them trapped in pits or hidden away in prisons. Is that today, Israel? That's all we're in all the prisons. We trapped. We can't get up. We're not doing what we're supposed to do. It's unfolding in front of us. They have become plundered with no one to rescue them. They have been made loot with no one to say, send them back. Sad, Israel. But like I said, it's going to be a few. It's going to be a chosen that's going to follow Yahweh no matter what. And yet I say to you all, pray, cry out to Yahweh that we are among that few. Cry out to Yahweh that we don't get taken away into the world. To just follow his ways to the very end. To endure to the very end. We need him. So speaking of the few, let's go to Romans, my closing scripture. This is Romans chapter 9, starting at verse 27. It says, Isaiah cries out concerning Yisrael. Though the number of the Israelites be like the sand by the sea, only the remnant will be saved. For Yahweh will carry out his sentence on earth with speed and finality. It is just as Isaiah said previously. Unless Yahweh Almighty had left us descendants, we would have become like Sodom. We would have been like Gomorrah. See, so we had to be happy that Yahweh sent out his messengers, his prophets, to guide us, to show us the way. And those that are sincere, those that the very few, it may seem you alone. Guess what? If you're alone, you're not alone. You got Yahweh.
Yahweh.
And that's better than all of the world, Yisrael. So, Yisrael, don't get discouraged. We always say with the numbers, no, just continue to follow Yahweh, because, like you said, it's going to be a few people. If you see it's just a few, that means you're in the right direction. All right, so if you following the world, you see there's a lot of people in the world following the world. So Yisrael, like I said, he shows his people the right direction to walk. So we must walk in it and be very sincere. Hallelujah. So that concludes my message for this evening. I ask that we all stand as we go into prayer. Abba Yahweh, we told you for bringing us out this evening. We told you for bringing us down the road safely. Abba Yahweh, look over us this evening and see us down the roadways to our destination safely. Abba Yahweh, help us to get a good evening rest. And Abba Yahweh, help us to continue to just dwell on your word. Continue to have your word soak in us. Abba Yahweh, continue to help us to just walk this straight and narrow path to salvation. And Yahweh, continue to be with all of your people, all of Israel that are sincere, and begin to make that path more and more easier as we continue to come closer and closer to you. In Yahshua HaMashiach's name we pray. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.